fails. I put out the ad for 24 to 48 hours. It barely gets any clicks. I get no leads from it. All right. I get absolutely no leads from it. Nobody reaches out to me. The plan was for me to get people to see what I'm doing and reach out for me and for me to get bookings so I can get business calls set up, but it didn't happen. So, number one, I tested it, right? Number two, I failed. Now, number three, I got to learn why didn't why didn't it work? What was it that I did? Was it the time that I posted it at? Was it the way that I ran the ad? Was it the words that I, used in the ad? Should I change them, right? You got to sit down and now you got to add, you got to adjust, you got to make, some changes. So then what am I going to do? Okay. Number four, I'm going to improve. All right. Let me use different wording. Let me use a better hook message to start the message. All right. Let me promote it to a different audience. Let me put a little bit more money into it. Let me improve. And then what am I going to do? Number five, I'm going to re-enter. Okay. I'm not going to sit there and get frustrated and be like, you know what? It didn't work. This strategy didn't work for me. I quit. I'm done with this. You got nothing out of your failure there. If you fail, you tested something and you failed and then you quit, you got nothing out of it. Right? But if you tested something, you failed, then you learn from it and then you improve and then you re-enter, you learn something from it. And then next thing you know, I do that now. And then guess what happens? I get a bunch of bookings, a bunch of people reach out to me. Now I'm making a ton of sales. I have a great month. Things happen for me. You know why? Because I learned from my failure. And I didn't allow one failed attempt, two failed attempts, five failed attempts. Who cares? 10 failed attempts. Stop me from having that one good attempt. Because that's all it takes. All it takes is one. That one strategy, that one investment, all it takes is one, guys, for everything to change for you. All right. I always tell people about the story with Thomas Edison and the light bulb. It took him 10,000 attempts to figure out the light bulb. And when they asked him in an interview, they said, Thomas Edison, it took you, 10,000 attempts, to figure out the light bulb. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 9,999 ways that didn't work. The 10,000th time it worked. And all I needed was that. All I needed was the one time for it to work. Okay, but guess what he did? Every time he tested a new one, he failed, he learned, he improved, and he re-entered. Imagine doing that 9,999 times. Imagine testing, failing, learning, improving, and re-entering all those times. That's what a legend did. And today we have the light bulb because of that. So look at what is being created because of failure. Okay. So number five is develop that process to receive that return on your failure. Number six, one of my favorite ones, encourage others with your failures. Remember, guys, if you want to impress somebody, okay, if you want to impress somebody, talk about your accomplishments. But you want to inspire somebody, talk about your failures, talk about your losses, talk about the things that didn't work in your favor. Because I could sit here and I can impress you guys with all my accomplishments, world renowned speaker in English and Spanish, top 100 podcasts, mindset educator for a company that is earning billions of dollars and mindset coach. And I could sit here and impress you guys with all of my, accomplishments and accolades and titles and all of that stuff. But you know what's going to inspire you guys? My failures. When I tell you guys the stories of when I got knocked down and I got back up, when I made a bad business decision that cost me, a lot of business partners and it cost me a lot of money and I was still able to get back up. The time when, I got my heart broken and, I was able to overcome that and then become a better version of myself. Like, it's about those moments that are going to make the difference, because guess what? We can relate to those. You guys can't relate to the the countries I've traveled to, and to me being a mindset coach and speaking on stages and top 100 podcasts and mindset coach and this, you can relate with that. Some of you guys could, obviously, but not everybody could relate with that. But we could all relate with failure, because we all fail. We can all fail. And that's the beauty of this game. So you got to encourage others. Okay. You got to encourage others. You got to talk to people. I have thousands of people that I mentor. And one of the conversations, probably I would say the biggest conversations that I have on a day-to-day basis to this day, is helping people overcome their failures.
All right, it is time. Let's get this call started. Here we are, Grand Rising Familia. Happy Tuesday. I am super excited to be on today's call. It is October 15th. We are already halfway through the month. It's funny how time just literally flies nowadays. It feels like just the other day we were talking about the first day of the last quarter of the year, and now we're 15 days in, guys. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited and blessed, to be able to, serve my purpose. I want to thank each and every single one of you that make it a priority to be on these calls Tuesdays and Thursdays. Trust me, guys, I never, ever, ever take that for granted. Every day I'm growing. Every day I'm reading the books. Every day I am making sure that I'm becoming a better version of myself so I can come on here and be able to share with you guys more and more information on how you guys can also become the best versions of yourselves, guys. So I am excited to be here for sure. Real quick, let's take this time to send this out. Friends, family members, type an OTC in your chats. OTC stands for on the call. OTC stands for on the call. Let everybody know that they can jump on live. This is free, for everybody. I love doing these calls just to make sure that, we're providing free value for the rest of the family. And, every day the calls grow more. We have hundreds of people who jump on. We have hundreds of people who watch the recording. And, that's what this is all about, guys. So I'm excited. I just spent this last weekend in Dallas, Texas. I don't know if you guys saw my story, but I spent this weekend with 4 8-figure earners, 4 people who have made tens and tens of millions of dollars. And, my cup is full. My cup is full. And I've just been so excited about, pouring into others. My energy has been at an all-time high. My vision has never been more clear. And it's been a great time to be a part of, this business, to be a part of, this community. And I'm just grateful because I know we're about to get some amazing stuff going here. But real quick, before we get the call started, how is everybody feeling? I just want to know how you guys are feeling in one word. Describe it to me. How are you guys feeling on this Tuesday morning? Everything looks good. The lighting looks good. My shirt looks good. I got some good meetings today. I'm actually going to already start working on, the next mornings with Nano Merch. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's see, people feeling blessed. I see happy, great, ecstatic, grateful, amazing. There we go. Abundant, ready. There we go. Filled with value like you from this past weekend. Facts, bro. I'm with you on that. Happy, grateful. Thank you, man. I'm happy to hear that you guys are happy. It makes me happy that y'all happy, right? I see some blessed, ready to learn and gain more value. Awesome. Not bad, brother. Just some stuff with mom. Well, we'll be praying for mom, bro, for sure. We'll definitely be praying for mom. Magnificent. Yeah, there, I got it. Strong. Okay. Awesome, man. So I'm glad that you guys are feeling good. I pray that you guys are feeling amazing and that we can continue to, grow, become the best versions of ourselves each and every single day. And that's what this is all about for sure. So, today we're going to be talking about moving with excellence. Okay. This is one of the topics I wanted to, talk about today, which was the topic of moving with excellence. Now, the reason why I chose this topic was every single day we should all be striving to move with as much excellence as we can, right? None of us here should be, looking to move average, right? No, none of us here should be looking to just move good enough, right? We should be looking to move with excellence to the best of our abilities. And if we really want to accomplish the goals of our dreams and of our hearts, we got to move with a certain level of excellence. And, I did this training once a couple of years ago, but I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the 3 key points on why moving with excellence is so important. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about on today's session. I'm going to talk about the 3 key points on why moving with excellence is important. Okay, so if you guys are ready for today's training, I want you to put a 3 in the chat for me. If you're ready for today's training, if you're ready to take notes, if you're ready to lock in with me, we're going to be here for about 30 minutes or so. So I just want to know that I got everybody's attention. Everybody got their pens and their papers. Everybody's ready to take notes. Everybody's ready to apply this information. I got my coffee right here with me. Take a little sip and we're ready to go. Okay, so let's get right into today's training, right? The 3 key points on why moving with excellence is so important. Now, before I go into the training, I got to share a story with you guys, right? Back when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, you know, I come from a community or a neighborhood where people really don't move with excellence, right? I was born and raised in the hood. So growing up, we just kind of lived our lives, based off of, what we saw, what we heard. You kind of become, a product of your environment. So moving with excellence was something that I had never heard until I got into business. So when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I kind of brought a lot of my habits from the streets into business. And as you guys could probably already wonder, those things did not work out because I wasn't moving with excellence. I was showing up late to places. I was dressed like, everywhere, every business event I went to, I was dressed like if I was hanging out on the street. Okay. I was talking with people like if they were my bros or if they were my homies, like everybody was my homie in business. And I wasn't moving with a certain level of excellence. And because I wasn't moving with that level of excellence, my results in business were very slim to none. Okay. And I remember somebody coming up to me, somebody called me out on it once, and it actually put a lot of things into perspective for me. And this is why it's important for you to pay attention to what people say. I went to this event once and I was dressed like if I was in the streets basically. But it was a nice outfit though. It was a nice little button up shirt. It was a Gucci button up with some ripped jeans and some nice shoes and some nice sneakers at the time. But the thing was, this was a business event. Okay. And I'm at this business event, and in my opinion, I think I'm dressed nice, right? I think I'm dressed nice. I think I got a nice outfit on, but it's a nice outfit for the streets. It's not a nice outfit for a business event. So quickly, I'm around, I'm hanging out, I think I'm fly. And one of the millionaires in the room, okay, one of the millionaires in the room, I go to say what's up to him. I know him, right? I go to say what's up to him. And he looks at me and I'm like, what's up, bro? He's like, and he touches my shirt, like he grabs and he's like, yo, what's this? And I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, this is my outfit. He was like, where's your suit? And I'm like, I didn't wear it today. He was like, this is a business event, bro. Like, you look like beautiful outfit. I like it. I see the Gucci, you like the jeans. I like everything, but this is a business event, bro. Like you need to be dressed like a business owner. You want to be dressed like you want to be addressed. Okay. Hold up. Give me 1 second. It looks like people are having problems with my Instagram here. I'm going to restart it on Instagram. Give me 1 sec right here. Let me just restart it here because it seems like people on Instagram, it's not working. Maybe let me take it off the Wi-Fi. I know where I'm at with the story too as well. So trust me, I haven't forgot. This story was the one that really put a lot of things into perspective for me. Everybody come to YouTube, right? People need to be on YouTube. Okay, moving. Let me just retitle it, Moving with Excellence. All right, there we go. So To keep the long story short, though, I want to keep it going here. He starts telling me, he's like, "Yo, you're at a business event, bro. Like, why are you dressed like you're in the streets?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro. I just this is what I chose to wear." He said, "I'm gonna tell you something, bro, and I want you to understand this." He said, "I look at you as a business owner. I look at you as a top leader in this company." He said, "If you come dressed like this, then my standards of you go down, because remember, it's about what I can see. You're treating a business event like if you're in the streets. So if you're treating it like that, then think about everybody that's here today that looks up to you, that follows you. They're going to think that it's okay for them to show up to a business event dressed like if they were in the streets." And if you think about it, there's millionaires sitting down right here in this area right now. You think they want to talk to you right now? And I'm like, "I would hope so." He's like, "Probably not, bro. Unless they know you, they're not gonna want to talk to you, because you're basically disrespecting a business environment by showing up dressed like this. Would you ever show up?" He's like, "You play baseball, right?" He said, "I was like, yeah." He was like, would you feel disrespected? Move over. Move over. Come on. Would you ever feel disrespected if I showed up in a basketball outfit to the baseball field?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." Right? Like, why would you ever show up, as a, why you show up, like in a basketball uniform to a baseball field? He like, "Exactly." He like, "You showed up dressed like you were in the streets to a business event. And because of that, perception is reality. You're just the kid that dresses like the streets." And I remember that conversation, and we went a lot deeper than that. And he started talking to me about why millionaires dress the way that they do, and so on and so forth. But he was like, "Bro, moving forward, I want you to move with excellence." He said, "I want you to move with excellence in all areas of your life." He seriously told me that, like, "I need you to move with excellence in all areas of your life moving forward, with the way that you dress, with the way that you speak." He said, "I can't have you out here talking like if you're in the hood, bro. Like, you can't, you got to change that mindset. That's the old paradigm. That old paradigm of the way you used to be, and the way you used to dress, and the way that you used to talk, and all of these things, all of that needs to change." Okay. I appreciate that, you come from that, and that you grew up in that, and that has been your life for the last couple of years, but that is not you anymore, bro. That's not you anymore. You're a business owner now. You're a motivational speaker now. You're someone that people look up to. So you got to move with a certain level of excellence. Don't wait till you're on stage and doing all these things to then try to move like that. You got to start moving like that now. Okay. And from that movement forward, I started moving with excellence. And I'm glad that he had that conversation with me, because it was one of those very uncomfortable conversations where you're like, damn, like, it was like one of those things that you didn't want to hear, but I needed to hear it at that very time. And from that point moving forward, I understood the importance of excellence and moving with excellence. So here goes to the 3 key points, right? The first key point when it comes to excellence is that your reputation is everything. Okay. Your reputation is everything. When you move with excellence, okay, the reason why it's so important is because it helps you build and maintain a positive reputation. Okay. It helps you build and maintain a positive reputation. Imagine if every time you go to a business event, imagine if every time, you go to work, or anytime you show up to anything in general, you show up nice, suited and booted, dressed for success. You're smelling good. You got a nice cologne, a nice perfume. You got some nice shoes. Every time you show up like that, your reputation for the way you show up to events is always going to be at a high standard. Everyone's always going to hold you at that higher standard. Okay, like, yo, Nano always shows up looking good. Linda always shows up smelling good with a nice outfit. Angelica shows up, Danielle, Eunice, all you guys always show up looking excellent. There's never a discrepancy in the way that you show up, right? It's always excellence at all times, right? This is your reputation. And think about it. Do people want to do business with people who move with excellence, or they want to do business with people that move average? What do you think people want to Who do you think people want to follow? Who do you think people want to do business with? People that move with excellence or people that move average? People that move with excellence, guys. Okay. Will people still do business with you if you move average? Fine. Yes, absolutely. But you will attract people that move average as well. The moment I started to move with excellence, everybody that I attracted into my business also moved with that same exact level of excellence. Okay. Because when you're constantly, moving with this level of excellence with yourself, now you're attracting high level people that also move with excellence. Because let me tell you something, when you're moving with excellence, you pay attention to how other people move. And the people that move with excellence, they could recognize that you're moving with excellence. The people that are not moving with excellence, they can't even recognize it because they're not on that same frequency. I'm telling you guys right now, one of the best things that you guys can do is start moving with a certain level of excellence in every area of your life. Move with excellence with the gym. Move with excellence with the way you dress. Move with excellence with the way you show up on calls. Move with excellence with the way you show up to your job, with the way that you speak, because now that's going to become your reputation. And when I say excellence, I'm saying showing up at the highest level. Okay. Got to move with that certain level of excellence, guys. That has to be your reputation. All right. How do you show up to the gym? How do you show up to the calls? How do you show up to your job? How do you show up to business events? Okay. What do you eat? Okay. If we're out and we're saying, all right, guys, where are we going to go eat? Are you the person that's saying, let's go eat fast food? Or you're saying, yo, let's go eat something healthy that's moving with excellence. All right. I've recognized that. I have a lot of friends around me. You can't even mention fast food in a conversation. They'll be like, bro, don't you ever do that. I did it the other day. As a matter of fact, we were at this, forgot where we were. And I was like, everybody was like, yo, what should we eat? What should we eat? What should we eat? I'm like, yo, I mean, there's a little Chick-fil-A down the street. I don't mind Chick-fil-A. They're like, yo, Nano, let that be the last time that you mention a fast food restaurant in this group right here. I'm like, yo, Chick-fil-A is not that bad. They were like, yo, we don't eat that over here, bro. If it's not high level foods, we don't eat it over here. And I'm like, all right, man. So you guys picked the place. I was just giving some options. You guys seem a little stuck over here. You're like, yeah, I get it, but no Chick-fil-A over here. I love Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong. It's probably one of the only fast foods that I'll give a pass to. But with that, when you're with specific people, when you're specific groups of people that they value their health at a super high standard, they can't even imagine themselves eating that stuff. So I should have read the room a little bit. I didn't read the room. That was like my lack of reading the room. I should have read the room and I should have known like these people ain't gonna eat no Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out or any of that stuff. Right. They didn't even want, they almost looked at me like I was crazy when I said it. Right. But you know what it was? They hold themselves at a super high standard. They move with a certain level of excellence. If it's not high level foods, superhuman foods, they don't eat it. And I'm okay with that. I love that I have friend groups that have that certain level of standards, because I know certain groups that I would have said, yo, let's go eat Chick-fil-A. They would have been like, hell yeah, bro, let's go. I'm down for some Chick-fil-A. It's cheap, it's good, and it gets the job done. I know groups that would have been like, yo, Nano, we out of Chick-fil-A. But there's certain groups that I hang out in that they're not with it. They're not down for it. But you know what it is? It's about moving with excellence. That group right there is moving with a certain level of excellence, even when it comes down to their health. They're in the gym 5-6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere we go, they're suited and booted with nice colognes, nice perfumes. You know, they always have their hair done. They always got nice haircuts. Everything is about moving with a certain level of excellence. And here's why it is. Okay, is because remember, you gotta act as if. One thing that I learned over the weekend, and I had already heard it and I knew this, but you gotta be, do, and have, right? What did Alex Moore said? You gotta be the person that you want to be first. So you have to start acting as if you are already, okay, that individual. So even if you may not be, you know, a millionaire, or you may not be at the highest level of your business or your income, whatever it is, you got to start acting as if. So how would the millionaire version of you start moving right now? At what time would that person wake up? What kind of foods would that person eat? Okay, how would he or she dress? You know, all of these things, you got to start thinking about it now, right? A lot of people think that they got to have, do, and then be. Okay, that's the biggest problem. A lot of people think they first got to have the money, have the accomplishments, have the things, so then they could do the work and then they could become. No, no, no. It's be, do, have. Be, do, have. You become the person first, okay? Then you do the work, and then you'll have what you ask for. It's called be, do, have. So all of us that are on this call, for the 100 and, you know, close to 150 people that we have on this call right now, right? We need to become who we want to be. Who do we want to be? Where do we see ourselves in the next 6 to 12 months? Okay? Who are we? Who is the best version of us? How does that person look? How does that person dress? How does that person speak? Right? How does that person show up? What time does he or she wake up? What kind of foods does he or she eat? Right? We got to start being that person now. Because remember, the 3 key points, all right, on why moving with excellence is important, right? What was number one? Let's see who's been paying attention so far. Why is moving with excellence important? What was key point number one? Let's see who's paying attention real quick. Who's taking notes? What was number one? Anybody? Your reputation is everything. It all comes down to your reputation. So what is your reputation? Right? If you were to ask yourself, and I need you to be honest with yourself, what do you think your reputation is right now? If you were to take a step back, we are our own worst critics, right? Okay. And you don't got to answer this in the chat or anything, but I want you to take a look, take a step back and be like, yo, what is my reputation out there? How do I see myself? How do I see myself? And just pause for a little bit and be like, man, how do I see myself? How do I move? Because nobody knows you more than you. Because you really know how you're moving and if you're moving with excellence or not. You really know. So it's one of those things, guys, that we got to be able to recognize it and be like, yo, I'm not moving with excellence right now. My reputation is no bueno. I got to start moving different. And I could be honest with you guys. When I first got started, I used to think that moving with excellence was expensive. It's not. It's an attitude. Guys, I was broke moving with excellence. I wish you guys could see some of the pictures that I have on my Instagram. That I have these, you would think that I was a millionaire. But what people didn't know was that I was paying, you know, $200 for these suits. But what I was doing was I was making these suits look good. I was going to places like Zara, H&M. Okay. I don't know if you guys know, but Zara and H&M has, I wouldn't say cheap clothes, but they have high quality clothes for a cheap price. You know, so I would go to Zara, I would buy a $50, $60, you know, $50, $60 blazer. Okay. You buy some nice slacks, you know, some nice pants, another $50. Okay. You get yourself a nice white shirt, a little tie, whatever it is, right? And for under 200 bucks, you got yourself a nice fitted suit that if you maybe needed to get it tailored, you could. And that's what I was doing. I was like, yo, Nano, you can't keep showing up to these business events, bro, you know, in freaking jeans and sneakers and ripped pants and all these. You can't keep showing up like that, bro. If you want people to hold you at a higher standard, you got to show up looking good. Like, you want the way that people look at you. You, even if you're broke, you want people to think that you're rich, because remember, the eyes is everything. Okay. What people see is what people are going to believe. So if people see that you're dressed nice, they're going to automatically assume that you're successful. Whether you're broke or not, they're going to assume it because it's what they're seeing. So I started to be like, okay, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because he told me, like, all right, let's just be honest. I was at an event. Listen to this. He like, look at that guy over there. You see how he's dressed? He was dressed in some sneakers, in some Jordans, some jeans, and a t-shirt. He was like, would you rather talk to that guy or would you rather talk to this guy over here? Look at this guy. This guy has a nice suit on, tie, good haircut, nice fitted, beautiful brown shoes. He like, who would you rather take business advice from? Would you rather take business advice from this guy or would you rather take business advice from this guy? Who would you want to be in your business? Would you want this guy in your business or would you want this guy in your business? And as he's telling me this, I'm like, I'm looking at the guy on the right and I'm like, oh my God, that's me. And every question he's asking me, I'm looking at the guy on the left and I'm like, I want the guy on the left. I want the guy on the left. I want the guy on the left. Because this guy was moving with excellence. He might have been broke, who knows? But it was all the perception. The guy dressed like if he was in the hood might have been richer, who knows? But because of what I was seeing, I was like, okay, I got to start moving like that. So that's what I started to do. Every check, I would start putting some money to the side and I started to buy suits. Every chance I got, I started to buy more and more suits because I'm like, yo, I want to start showing up to these events, moving with excellence. You know what started to happen, guys? I would be in the train in New York City. Think about it, guys. You're in the train with hundreds and thousands of people. You show up in the train with a nice 3-piece suit. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's looking at you. Yo, everywhere I went, every store, yo, you look nice, man. You making money, man. What do you do? Naturally, I was a walking billboard. Everybody's asking me, hey, Nano, what do you do? You know, what, everything naturally. But it was because what? The energy that I was putting out. Okay. Everybody else in the train is dressed regular, whatever it is. I'm dressed in a nice, beautiful suit. Everybody's naturally assuming this guy's successful. This guy can help me. So I'm at Starbucks. I'm at the train. I'm in the store. Everywhere I'm at, people are always saying, yo, hold up. Who is this guy? This guy's successful. Can you tell me more about what you do? Can you tell me more about what you do? Why? Because I'm moving with excellence. And you know what's the funniest part? I used to be broke during those times, but I'm holding myself at a higher standard, right? And now my reputation has been, because now I'm showing up like this every time. Everybody's always looking forward to, yo, what is Nano going to wear next? You know, Nano's going to show up looking this type of way. I got to start showing up the exact same way. So your reputation is everything, guys. Think about it. Go on my Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, guys, if you really look at it, majority of what I post now is me in suits. Not that I don't post me in jeans and stuff like that, but it's all about, remember, what you can see. What is your reputation? Do you dress with excellence? Do you speak with excellence? You guys ever notice I don't curse on Mornings with Nano ever? Rare. I don't think I've ever cursed on Mornings with Nano. Why? Because that's not me speaking with excellence. Okay. Everything I do is all about excellence, 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 because that is my reputation. Okay. That is my reputation. Why am I going to be cursing on these calls? I have kids that jump on these calls. I have moms that trust me to mentor their kids. Why am I going to be cursing on these calls? What kind of standard am I setting by doing that? If I have moms that are trusting me to mentor their kids who are, less than 18 years old, and I'm on these calls cursing up a storm. Is that moving with excellence? Absolutely not. So you have to change, remember, your reputation. The old me, okay, the old me would curse, and I would say the N word, and I would say F this and this and that. But that was the old way of me thinking. That was the old way of me speaking. I wasn't moving with excellence. Okay. So, number one, the key point on why moving with excellence is important is your reputation. And you guys got to start building your reputation from now. Start building that reputation from now, guys. This is where it starts. Now, number two, all right. The reason why moving with excellence is so important is because of number two, your personal growth. Personal growth is so important. Okay. Personal growth is so important because think about it. If you're moving with excellence in the gym, you're moving with excellence with what you read, with the books that the books that you read, the audios that you listen to, the meditation sessions. If you make that a priority, okay, you're going to start growing in areas that you never thought were possible. Okay. Striving to move with excellence helps you grow and develop as an individual because now you set yourself and you move at a higher standard. One thing I learned over the weekend is that successful people are predictable. What does that mean? They're predictable because they wake up at the same time, they go to the gym at the same time. Okay, they're always reading, they're always doing this, they're always doing that, right? So they're very predictable. Okay, because they move with a certain level of excellence. My question to you is, are you moving with excellence when it comes to your personal growth? Are you meditating every day? Are you reading books every day? Are you writing your goals down every day? Are you making it a priority to be at church every weekend for my people who are tapping in with God, reading the word? Okay. Are you working out consistently? Are you taking care of what you eat? When it comes to yourself, are you moving with excellence? This is important right here, guys. A lot of us sometimes we tend not to move with excellence with ourselves, and that's the problem. You have to move with excellence with you. You have to be the one that looks at yourself and says, you know what? Moving forward, I got to move with a different level of excellence. Okay. I got to wake up at this time every day. I got to read this book. I got to listen to these audios while I'm in my car. Okay. I got to wake up and write my goals down every single day. Alex Warren over the weekend, he told us, people like Grant Cardone worth billions of dollars. What's the first thing Grant Cardone does when he wakes up? He writes his goals down. First thing he does, grabs his journal, boom, grabs a journal, boom, opens it up. And the first thing he does is write his goals down. He's a billionaire. He owns billions in real estate. You know what that's called? Moving with excellence. You look at all the millionaires, all the people that we strive to, that give us inspiration. They all move with a certain level of excellence when it comes to their personal growth. We have to start moving the exact same way. Excellence with our personal growth is very important. You can't treat your personal growth like if it's anything. You can't just treat it like it's anything else. Because if you don't value it, then you lose it. And if you don't value it, you won't do it. Your personal growth has to be something that you move with excellence with. You love your personal growth. You know how important it is to wake up at this time every single day because guess what? It gives you the time to work on yourself before you got to go to work, before you got to jump on a call, before you take care of the kids. That's moving with excellence. You know what's not moving with excellence? Your alarm going off and you staying in bed. That's not moving with excellence. You know what's not moving with excellence? Spending a whole week without going to the gym. That's not moving with excellence. You know what's not moving with excellence? Not taking time to read at least 10 pages of a book each and every single day. That's not moving with excellence. Not taking time to calm your mind in such a fast moving world is not moving with excellence. Everybody here should be taking at least 5 to 10 minutes every day to spend meditating in silence. Why are you not taking time to work on you and to pause your mind and let your mind be calm and at peace for once? Why are you doing that? Why are you not reading every day? What's more important than your personal growth? Why are you not tapping in with God every day? What's more important than that? Why are you waking up one day at 9 a.m., one day at 8 a.m., one day at 7 a.m., one day at 10 a.m.? Why are you waking up at all these different times? Why can't you just wake up every day at the same time? What's causing you to slip up? What are you up so late on social media scrolling every day? Why is that? You know? How come you're spending more time on social media than you do working on you? That's not moving with excellence. So we got to start recognizing this and we got to start making the changes. Because the goals and the dreams and the aspirations that we're striving towards requires us to move with excellence. The people that we want to become requires us to move with excellence. The money that we want in our bank accounts is going to require us to move with excellence. The relationships that we want with God require us to move with a certain level of excellence. So why are we not moving with a level of excellence now? It's like I said, it's be, do, and then have. We want God to bless us, but we don't move with excellence. We want millions in the bank, but we don't move with excellence when it comes to our finances. We want the best. We want to be in the best shape of our lives, but we don't move with excellence when it comes to the gym and our diets. We want to grow in our mindsets. We want to grow in our emotional intelligence, but we're not reading the books. We're not doing the meditations. This is what it takes. Moving with excellence in all areas of your life. Identify them and start moving that way. Because remember, it's be, do, and then have. Not have, do, and then become. That's not how it works. You don't wait to have it to then do, to then become. You become first, then you do, and then you have. Never forget. If there's anything that you remember from today's call, it's be, do, have. Become, then do, then have. Become the person first. Become the person first. How would the 7-figure version of you move? That's how you should be moving. Don't listen to me. Look at the best version of you. If you were a millionaire today, how would that version of you move? How would that person wake up? How would that person act? How would that person speak? How would that person eat? How would their routine be? I want you to think about it. I want you to travel to the future. I want you to travel to the future and talk to the millionaire version of you. I want you to talk to them and see how that person, that individual moves, and then work on becoming that person here in the physical. Let me ask you guys a question. Okay. Does the millionaire version of you prioritize personal development 7 days a week? Yes or no in the chat. Does the millionaire version of you prioritize personal development? Does the millionaire version of yourself prioritize building a relationship with God? Does the millionaire version of yourself prioritize being in the gym at least 4 to 5 days a week? Okay. Does the millionaire version of yourself prioritize managing their finances the right way? Okay. Does the millionaire version of yourself prioritize writing his or her goals down each and every single day? Okay. Look at how we're all just saying yes, 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 yes. Now the question has to be is, are you doing what the millionaire version of yourself would do today? Are you prioritizing personal development? Are you prioritizing the way that you dress? Are you prioritizing writing your goals down? Are you prioritizing the gym? Are you prioritizing it? I had to change my ways because when I looked at the millionaire version of Nano and I looked at the person that I was at the time, I was looking at myself and I'm like, yo, Nano, the millionaire version of you is in the best shape of his life. You're not even going to the gym right now, bro. So you can't wait to make millions to then start going to the gym, right? I was thinking I gotta have, do, and then become, right? When it came to the gym. But then I said, no, bro, you gotta become now. You gotta get in the best shape of your life now. So you gotta become now, you gotta do the work, and then you'll have that. That's why I've been making it a priority to be, as a matter of fact, right after this call is done, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Why? Because I prioritize it now 4 to 5 days a week. So I could get in the best shape of my life. And I feel better than ever. I feel stronger than ever right now. Why? Because I'm becoming, I'm working towards it. You got to start working towards that version of you, prioritizing these things. And think about it, guys. These are all things that we already know. We got close to 200 people on this call. We already know this. Don't forget to become the person first. Work on it now. If you know that the best version of you would be doing specific things and you're doing the opposite, you're doing something that's called, you're sending mixed signals. Okay. Over the weekend, my sis Samaya called it being double-minded. Right. It was, she gave this powerful, sermon for us at the beginning. She called it double-minded. You say you want one thing, but you're doing the complete opposite. You say you want to change your life, but you're still stuck in your old ways. You're still stuck in your old ways. Remember, okay, your old life must die so that the new one can be born. You know the reason why some of us are still stuck and why some of us can't make progress is because we're still stuck in our old ways. The old you hasn't died yet. You're still feeding the old you. You're still moving like an average person. You're not moving with excellence. The old life must die in order for the new life to be born. You're not allowing that new life to be born because you keep feeding the old life. You know that the old you wakes up late and you're still waking up late. You know that the old you doesn't go to the gym and you're still not going to the gym. You know that the old you doesn't prioritize personal development and you're still not prioritizing. Come over here. Come over here. No. This way. Right? You got to remember these things. If you're not moving with that sense of urgency, all right, you're going to start losing it. Because you're feeding more of the old version of you. You're not feeding the new version, you're feeding the old version of you. Okay? It's very important that you guys see that. Very important. And I used to be the one that did that as well. I used to be like, I want to be this, but I would be acting like this. I want to do this, but I was feeding the old version of Nano. And then you know what I had to do? I had to starve the old Nano and only feed new Nano. And that's what changed everything for me. I starved old Nano. Old Nano like used to love to wake up at 10 a.m. The new Nano was waking up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. The old Nano never prioritized personal development. The new Nano prioritizes personal development every morning. The old Nano didn't have a relationship with God. The new Nano has a relationship with God. And what did I start doing every day? Just feeding new Nano, new Nano. This is the person I'm going to feed. And eventually, if you feed the new person enough, the old person dies out. The thing is that you're trying to feed both. You're trying to feed the new one, you're trying to feed the old one. And as long as you keep feeding the old one is always going to be there because you haven't starved it yet. You have to starve it to the point where it dies. If you starve something enough, it dies. You got to starve it to the point of death. Not literally, obviously, but to the point where that person no longer exists. Every time you choose to stay in bed, you're feeding the old version of you. Every time you choose not to read that book, not to go to the gym, all those stuff, you're still feeding the old version of you because you know that the best version of you wouldn't do those things. You need to feed only the new version of you. And that's the key. So, number 2, the key point is personal growth. This is very important. Put a 2 in the chat box if we're going to start prioritizing personal growth a lot more when it comes to moving with excellence. Okay, because we do got to move with a certain level of excellence. Damn, skipped my book yesterday. That was the old you right there, sis. You let yourself feed the old you right there. The new you, the millionaire version of you, would have never skipped it. Got to fix that. These are the kind of conversations you got to be having with yourself. And these are the conversations I have with me. I tell myself this all the time. Damn, Nano, you didn't do this today. You let the old version of yourself go. You fed the old version of you. As a matter of fact, just an easy question real quick. Today's October 15th, right? We're 15 days into the last quarter of the year, 15 days into October. Honest question. You don't even have to answer it here live. Have you been feeding the old version of you this month more, or have you been feeding the new version of you more? That should tell you enough. And if you've been feeding that old version of you more, then just know that that person right now in your life is the one that is controlling it. And think about it. Are you happy with the old version of you? Because think about it. That old version of you brought you problems, brought you challenges, brought you struggles. I literally had to starve that person because the old version of me kept me broke, filled me with problems, all these things. So I'm like, yo, Nino, why do you keep feeding that person? Why do you keep going back to that person? Okay? Starve that person. Don't feed that person anymore. And if you're feeding both, remember, both will be in your life. So as much as you want to move forward, you're still going to be held back by the old one because you're still giving energy and food to the old one. So as long as the old one is there, you're still going to have those paradigms pulling you back. No, don't go to the gym. It's okay to take a day off. You'll be able to hear those excuses still because you're still feeding it. You're still going to hear it. You're going to be okay with certain things because you're still feeding. You got to completely starve the old one to the point where you only hear the new version of you. You only got to hear the new version of you. I hear it all the time because I've only been feeding the new version of me. Even if I think of not going to the gym, even if I think about it like, nah, Nano, the new version of you will never skip out on a gym day. The new version of you will never not prioritize personal development. So what do? We prioritize it. So that's number 2. And then the last but not least, number 3, the reason why, key point number 3 on why moving with excellence is important is because of impact. Moving with excellence can have a positive impact on those around you because you're going to be the example and you're going to demonstrate to people why moving with excellence can change their lives. And that is the key, the impact. Think about once you start changing how you move, how is everybody else going to move? How are your kids going to move? How are your friends going to start to move? How are your business partners going to start to move? I'm a leader of an organization. If I don't move with excellence, then guess what? My leaders are going to be like, well, Nano doesn't move with excellence. So I guess it's okay for me not to move with excellence. Nano doesn't prioritize personal development. Well, it's okay. I'm not going to prioritize personal development. You know what's the funniest thing about everything? I started to recognize a lot when I became a leader. Let me tell you guys why. When I wasn't going to the gym, I didn't recognize how big of an impact it was having on other people. It's funny how now, when I started prioritizing the gym, I feel like every single one of my leaders have now started to prioritize the gym. I think it's crazy how that works. So when I wasn't prioritizing it, it was almost like they didn't prioritize it. But now that I have prioritized going every single day, at least 4 or 5 days a week, I feel like now every day they're in the gym. I feel like every day now I see them posting their screenshots. I see them posting on IG because they saw me do it. So because I started to move with excellence with my personal body, naturally now they started to move with excellence as well. Now, like I said, now it's a domino effect because I moved with excellence, they started moving with excellence. They started moving with excellence, the people that they have influence over started moving with excellence. And then it just starts to become a domino effect. Look at what one person leading by example, okay, did to other people. Look at the impact that it made. But when I wasn't moving with excellence, look at the negative impact it had. People thought that it was okay to not move with excellence. And that's how it is. Okay. It literally is like that. And unfortunately, that's how life sometimes is because we become the people that we hang out with. That's really what it's all about. If I didn't prioritize personal development, there's a lot of people in my life that wouldn't prioritize personal development. But because people see me do it every day, now people prioritize personal development and now their lives are changing. You remember, guys, you are the example, and you may not have a YouTube with the amount of subscribers and the followers. Guys, I started with a small following. I had 0 subscribers on YouTube. I had 2,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have a team. I didn't have people following me. The only person that I had, be an example was my little brother. You know what's funny? The other day, my little brother was here. I don't know if you guys know, but he lives in Tampa. So, as you guys know, with Hurricane Milton, Tampa was hit the hardest, right? So he spent the weeks, the couple of days here, right before, the hurricane and stuff. And we were talking about it. And, he said something to me that, he said it like just regular, but it really, hit my heart. He was like, yo, I'm happy that I had you as my big brother, bro. And I'm like, why you say that? He was like, bro, because, I look around and you were always the example, bro. You was always our leader. Like you started tapping into personal development. I started tapping into personal development. You started reading books. I read books. You started writing your goals down. I started writing my goals down. You started going on personal runs. I started going on personal runs. And my little brother today, he's a financial advisor for a top company in Tampa, making 6 figures. He like, bro, you taught me the power of writing my goals down. And you told me, yo, if I write my goals down every single day and if I keep them with me, I'll make 6 figures. And today I'm making 6 figures. I have my own apartment and all of these things. And he was like, yo, it was always because you were the leader, bro. You told me what to do and I would do it. You move with a certain level of excellence. And I started to move the exact same way. He literally told me that the other day. And I was like, sheesh, bro, thank God. He like, yo, I thank God that I had a big brother like you. Because other people didn't have that. And today they're stuck on the streets, they're lost. They're selling drugs, they're doing this, they're doing that. And look, me, all because you were my big brother. He was like, if you would have went into the streets, I probably would have went into the streets. He literally told me that. He was like, yo, if you would have chose the path of the streets, I probably would have chose the path of the streets too. Because you're my big brother, you're my leader. And it put a lot of things into perspective for me. I'm like, wow, thank God, thank God I made the decision that I did to do what I did. And even though it took time, look at the impact I had on my little brother. The impact I had on my little brother is now going to have an impact on my godson and my nephew, Wiley, because my little brother now understands the importance of moving with excellence. Now think about it. He's going to raise his son, okay, with a certain level of excellence, with a certain level of standards. You know what that does now? That changes generations. Then when Wiley has kids and Wiley's kids have kids, and when I have kids, look at how big the impact goes. It goes down generations, guys. If you're on this call, you were chose to be different. You want your family, your whole entire thing to move with excellence, guys. People are taking this for granted, and people think that this is a game. But guys, we're here to break these generational curses and create generational wealth. Let's not play around with this. It's really our time. And those are the three key points on why moving with excellence is important. Number one is because of your reputation. Number two is your personal growth. And number three is the impact that you're going to have on the people around you. What impact are you creating for the people around you? For your friends, for your family, for your kids? Would you follow you? I don't have kids yet, but I know when I do, I'm going to move with a certain level of excellence for my kids. Because I want them to grow up one day and be like, yo, my dad always allowed me make sure that I moved with excellence. So that's all they know. That's all they're going to know is excellence. They won't know anything else because guess what? That's what they saw their whole life. Remember, our kids do not what we say, but what we do. And it's the same thing with our leaders. Our leaders don't do what we say, they do what we do. So if we don't prioritize anything, they're not going to prioritize it. You have to move with a certain level of excellence in all areas. That has to be your vocabulary moving forward. Am I moving with excellence? Am I moving with excellence? Am I moving with excellence? That should be everybody's goal on this call. Moving with a certain level of excellence in all areas when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to the way you show up on social media. Everything needs to change. All right, guys. So that is the training for today. Put a 333 in the chat box if you're going to start moving with excellence moving forward. All right. If you're going to start moving with excellence moving forward, put a 333 in the chat. And look, guys, I jump on this call and I want you guys to know I don't got it all perfect either. All right. So I want to be very clear on this call. I am not perfect either. It's not like I'm a perfect, and I'm moving with excellence each and every single day. I'm a work in progress myself when it comes to this. Okay. I'm working on moving with more excellence when it comes to, my personal life, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to my relationship with God. Like, I'm not perfect with it. Okay. So I don't want anybody on this call to feel bad or, feel, attacked or guilty. I want you guys to just become aware and become conscious. Like, yo, I need to start moving with more excellence. Okay. I myself, am I doing a lot better? Yes. Have I made a lot of great progress? Yes. And I'm very proud of that. But I can still move with better excellence. Okay. I can still hold myself to a higher standard in certain areas in my life. Okay. So I don't want you guys to look at me and be like, well, Neno got it all figured out. No, 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 no. I have it far from figured out. This is easier said than it is done. Okay. So I don't want no one on this call to feel bad. I want you guys to feel, empowered to want to go move with excellence. Cause that's how I feel. Because now that I came on this call and shared it with you guys, I'm like, Nano, you got to move with even more excellence yourself. You got to hold yourself at a higher standard in the specific areas in your life, because I'm a leader. And the way I move will determine how a lot of other people will move. Not just for me, but for my family, for my kids, for you guys, for everything. My godson, my goddaughter. I got to move with a certain level of excellence for everything. Okay, guys. So I challenge you guys to start moving with excellence. And like I said, let your old life die. The old you, that's it. After this call, I want you to literally, for the rest of the month, this is my challenge for all of you listening on Instagram and for everybody listening on YouTube. I want you for the rest of the month to starve the old you. Starve it. And only feed the new you. Okay? And the way you do that is by actions. That's the way you feed the old or the new. The actions. How would the old you take actions? How would the new you take actions? In order for you to know this, you got to identify the new version first. Because you know the old you. Identify the millionaire version, the best version of you, Brian, the best version of you, Julia, Emily, Linda, Danielle, Sophia, Pamela, Vanessa, Becky, T, all of you. How would the best version of you move? And once you identify that, only feed that person and starve the old you. And watch what will happen 15, 30 days from now. Your life will be completely different. All right, guys. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't as well. Remember, guys, you guys can listen to me outside of this as well. I'm available on podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Sirius FM, all of them. I'm available on all streaming platforms. You can Google me at Mornings with Nano. You can follow me on Instagram at Long Live Nano. Okay. In order for the new life to be born, the old you has to pass away. It has to die. Okay. So with that being said, quick little prayer and we'll wrap it up right there. Everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, we just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We are so excited for this week because we understand now the importance of higher standards and moving with excellence. We were all created in your image, God, so we know that we must move with excellence in order for us to become the individuals that we want to become. Please allow us to remove anything in our lives that isn't serving us, all the bad habits, all the bad thoughts, anything that is not serving us, Father. Please allow us to remove this from our lives, because moving forward, we only want to move with excellence. We thank you for your accountability. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your protection. We thank you for this community, and we thank you so much for all the blessings and all the wisdom that you continue to pour into us each and every single day. Our hands are open to receive. We're moving with excellence, moving forward. We love you and we appreciate you. Let's have a great day. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. All right, guys. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making these calls a priority. And let's go out there and let's move with excellence, guys. That's all we got moving forward. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next call on Thursday. God bless, fam.